super quick video today about not speeding up when there's somebody coming towards you if you've taken priority. Okay, so I'm going to draw you a picture. So basically there are times when there's parked cars on the left, yeah, and then you go round and you commit yourself to being on the wrong side of the road, and then somebody's coming. Now, irrespective, yeah, in this situation that I'm talking about, irrespective of whether you've taken it and then the person comes around the corner and they're a brand new hazard to you, or whether you've gone, right, and you're halfway through it and then somebody is then like coming towards you to kind of tell you off. It doesn't really matter, right? Whatever. Obviously, it's their priority. If there's parked cars on your side of the road, yeah, it's their priority. You're not supposed to go if you can see somebody coming. But there are times that you're going to take priority because they weren't there, or maybe you've made a mistake, right? But the thing is, in this situation, we want to keep it as safe as possible. It is a very, very common fault for students to go way faster towards the oncoming person that's coming towards them. The student will go really fast to try and get out of their way quickly, and then they'll pull in, nearly hitting the parked car on the left. I can't tell you how normal this is, how regular this is, how common this is. This happens all the time, right? If you go alongside, the thing to remember is the oncoming person doesn't want to crash into you, right? I'm going to give it a 99.999999% likelihood that the oncoming person doesn't really want to crash into you, right? They might try and sort of tell you off sometimes with their speed to kind of make a point, which is idiotic, right? Because it's dangerous, but that can happen. But actually, they really, really don't want to hit you. An accident, hitting another person is an accident, yeah? Most of the time, unless there's some serious like personality traits going on, right? But 99.99999% of the time, they don't want to hit you either. So if you're committed to the wrong side of the road, yeah, and you're driving down the road and somebody's literally coming straight towards you, the best thing to do is slow down. Give yourself time to think. Give them time to think. Pass the problem back and go, look, I'm going to slow down because I've made a mistake here, or you've turned up and actually you've got responsibility to help me. If you've taken priority and somebody's just come round the corner and you're on the wrong side of the road, you're committed to that space, yeah? They don't have any rights. If they've just come round the corner and you're on their side of the road because that was the nature of the beast and they weren't even there, then they've actually got responsibility of slowing down. So you need to slow down and go, okay, well, what's your idea of this situation? If they're bombing towards you, literally bombing towards you, don't go quicker because that is extremely dangerous. You're coming together at an even faster amount of speed, and the parked car is at high risk, yeah? Like you're going to hit that car on the left if you try and pull in quickly. I strongly suggest that you slow down in these situations so you can think clearly, that they've got more time to think, the parked car is safe, yeah? And then you can be like, okay, what's your plan? Because I can't go any further to the left. I'm going to hit the cars, okay? So how can you help me? Yeah, you weren't there a minute ago. I didn't know that you existed. Or I made a mistake. Yeah, sorry about that. I am really, really sorry, but I'm learning how to drive here and I've made a mistake, yeah? And I'm sorry, but I am on the wrong side of the road, yeah? And that's that. These things happen, right? So I just want to make it perfectly clear, right? And this can happen when there's a curb on the left as well. If there's a curb on the left and parked cars on the right and it's your priority, if the oncoming person just comes through anyway, right, then going to the left is not an option. You're going to hit the curb and burst your wheel or damage your alloy, right? In these situations, again, you just need to be like, I can't move to the left. I can't move any more to the left. So I'm going to slow down. And if they're still coming and there really isn't any space, you stop. You slow down and stop and just go, really? I can't help you. I can't move to the left. What's your idea? Hand the problem back to them. Okay, I'm doing this, but what's your thoughts? you know, what are you going to do about this situation? Because I can't move any more to the left. I've got a curb, or I've got parked cars. Yeah, I've got something on the left. I can't help you. All right, regardless of the situation, I can't help you. I can't speed up and go closer to you. I can't go to the left because the curb's there. I can't go to the left because the parked cars are there. The only safe thing that you can do is slow down and go, all right, what's the plan? What's the plan? All right, I'm going to draw a picture of this anyway, just so it's perfectly clear what I'm saying, right? But sometimes going faster, well, a lot of the time going faster is not the answer as it is. Okay guys, so I'm just using these pictures again so you'll recognize them from the rest of the video. But in these situations, you know, you're going to be, you know, it's not your priority because you've got parked cars on the left. So there has to be a time where you're going to go round the car and then commit yourself. But you'd have to be careful before you do that, because of course it's not your priority. If there's a parked car on your side, then oncoming people have priority. But in this case, when you've got a bend, you'd have to look for reflections in houses perhaps. So if there's houses here, you'd look in the glass of the windows. You might use the reflections of the parked cars themselves. So you take caution before going out. You wouldn't just zoom round. You would take caution before going. But if you've looked in all those things and it looks safe, and then you gently go out, and then somebody comes, then, you know, I mean, you can't stay there for the rest of your life. You're going to have to make a chance. You're going to have to make a go for it at some stage. So if you're carefully coming out with a correct speed, and as you come out there, then somebody comes round the corner, then really you're committed to this space. You haven't made any mistakes. You haven't done anything wrong. So when this person comes round, really they should be taking a safe speed themselves because of the bend that they're on. And then when they see that you're committed to that space and you're literally right here, then this person's got a lot of you know, responsibility to slow down and let you finish what you started. So here the student sometimes panics and goes a lot faster and tries to panic and come in like this. And then this parked car, like I said before, is at a huge risk, because the student really picks up their speed because they panic because they think they're in the way. Well, you know, you've taken priority because you had to. There was no one there at the time, so you went, you know. And then this person must take responsibility and let you out. Because look, let's face it, if it was the other way round, and that was you, and you came round, and then there was a moving car coming towards you this way, then you can't continue. You've got a car. So you've got to come to a stop here and let them come in, you know. You wouldn't, if you came around this corner, you wouldn't expect this person to go faster and then come in and nearly crash into this car. You slow down, they slow down, and then they come in. So the answer is to slow down, like I said before. So if you're coming down here and you're being cautious anyway, and then you see somebody coming around because you can see them like in your zone of view, then as soon as you see them, you'd go even slower. You'd slow down, and hopefully they would slow down, and then there'd be enough space to just gently then come in, so you're safe, they're safe, and the parked car is safe. You know, I mean, you're going to have to commit yourself at some stage. Okay, so let's just move on to this one. Okay, so again, parked cars. So there's lots and lots of parked cars. You've come out. Yeah, this person didn't exist. Maybe they've come from another road and like entered. Yeah, so as you come in like that, you're already just minding your own business, like going past the parked cars, yeah? And then somebody comes. You mustn't increase your speed at this point. When you see them, don't go fast and try and get back into the left. They've got responsibility to help you get through that situation. It's very important that you come up and you slow down. Don't go quicker, go slower here. Slower. It's very important. Slow down here, so it gives them extra time to also slow down, and then you've got more time to then look after yourself, look after them, and look after the parked car as you come in to the left. Very, very important. If you slow down and then this person continues to come because they are really making a mistake, then you just stop. You just stop there, literally make a stop, and then look at them and go, okay, well, what do you expect to happen here? Because I can't move in any direction at all to help you. So what do you want to do? If you come towards me, I've committed. I didn't make a mistake in this case because I was already here. You came out of like a different road. You can't come down. They've got responsibility of stopping for you. So you have to hand the problem back and you have to go, okay, well, what do you think? Because in this case, it's probable that the person will have to accept that they need to reverse back. Yeah, if you're already committed, then it's wrong for them to go. Think about it from the other point of view. Yeah. So if you enter the road and you've just turned in and then there's somebody coming towards you, you mustn't continue. This person is committed. They're committed to that space. You must stop. You must accept that they're committed to that situation. You must stop and let them come through carefully with their own slower speed and come in like that so they don't get close to that car. It's really important. There are some times that you have to give up your priority because people are committed. Now, obviously, like we're learners at the moment, but in your life, you might make a mistake as well. Now, obviously, in this situation, if you were here and you were driving here and you saw the car coming, that's different. Because if you went when there's somebody coming, that is wrong. That is wrong. Of course it is, because you've got parked cars on your side. So if you're coming up and you see him coming, you can't pull out because it's his priority. So if you go then, that is definitely a mistake. But we're talking about when you're coming down and you're committed and then they come in from another road. That's what I'm talking about specifically in this video. But if you're there and you're looking really nice and far ahead and you can see somebody coming, of course you need to stop and give way here and give him his right, give him his priority. But when he's gone, there's going to be a time that you commit. Let's just say he's gone through and you've waited and then you've gone and then you're here and you're already committed because you've got to go at some stage and then another car comes, which is now him. Of course, that this is the situation. So this person now needs to go, okay, this person's committed. I'm going to let that person come through and in there. All right, guys? So it's really, really important that you just think to yourself, I want to make this safe. I want to make this as safe as possible. You come through, you're already committed. Slow down, maybe stop, create time, slow down, force this person to slow down so you've both got time. And then you can come into the left, looking after everyone, you, him, and the parked car. Okay, guys? So I really hope that helps, and I'll see you on the next one.